Welcome to another journey into the wonders of ancient Egypt. You might think of towering pyramids, golden tombs, or mysterious hieroglyphs, but have you ever wondered how people stayed clean in a world without running water, toothbrushes, or deodorant? Today, we're diving into a less glamorous but fascinating topic: ancient Egyptian hygiene and beauty rituals, because smelling like a god was almost as important as worshiping one. From milk baths to eyeliner, from bald heads to scented wax cones, the Egyptians weren't just obsessed with the afterlife. They also cared a lot about how they smelled right now. So sit back, take a breath, hopefully a clean one, and let's explore the world of soap, style, and sacred scrubbing in ancient Egypt. To the ancient Egyptians, cleanliness was sacred, not just a matter of vanity or comfort. It was a religious duty. Priests, for example, were required to bathe several times a day, morning, noon, and night. They would even shave their entire bodies, yes, everything, to stay pure before performing rituals. No wonder they were always bald. It wasn't just a fashion statement, it was a hygienic one. Even the gods were thought to favor the clean. Dirt, sweat, and body odors were associated with chaos, impurity, and even disease, which, to be fair, is a pretty accurate read. So if you're the type to skip showers, ancient Egypt probably wasn't your era. A typical upper-class Egyptian started the day with a cold rinse from a basin or a servant-poured jug of water. Showers, as we know them, didn't exist, but water was surprisingly abundant thanks to the Nile. After washing, they'd apply oils to the skin, not only to moisturize in the harsh desert climate, but also to block dust and deter insects. Think of it as ancient SPF with bonus mosquito repellent. And yes, they also brushed their teeth, sort of. Egyptians used chewing sticks made from aromatic woods like licorice or palm. Some even made a paste of powdered rock salt and mint. Effective? Kinda. Pleasant? Not really. Dental problems were still super common. Why? Because they loved bread, and sand kept getting into the flour. So basically, every bite was a crunchy dental disaster. Did ancient Egyptians use soap? Yes, but not the kind we know. They made a cleansing paste from animal fats mixed with alkaline salts, like natron. It was kind of a soap, kind of a skin scrub, kind of a weird-smelling science experiment. Natron was a miracle product. It was used for cleaning the body and for mummification. So yes, the same ingredient that preserved dead pharaohs was also used to wash your armpits, multitasking at its finest. For the rich, perfumed oils were a luxurious finishing touch. For the poor, a splash of water and a prayer, most likely. Still, even lower classes made a big effort to stay clean. Public bathhouses didn't exist, but communal washing areas or Nile access points were common. Hair was tricky in Egypt's hot, dusty climate. The solution? Just get rid of it. Men and women of status often shaved their heads, children too. Wigs were worn instead, and they weren't just stylish, they were practical. Fewer lice, less sweat, more fabulousness. Imagine attending a dinner party where everyone's hair is fake, but absolutely stunning. Even body hair was considered dirty. Egyptian elite often removed all of it, including eyebrows. Yes, eyebrows. Sometimes they were painted back on with kohl because fashion always finds a way. The poor couldn't afford wigs, so they kept their hair short, easier to manage and better for hygiene. Fun fact, head cones, those little cone-shaped blobs seen in Egyptian paintings, were real. They were made of solid perfume that slowly melted over your wig or hair during parties. So imagine spending an evening with scented wax dripping down your scalp. Delightful, right? Perfume in ancient Egypt was more than luxury. It was medicine, ritual, and identity. They crafted aromatic oils from myrrh, frankincense, cinnamon, lotus, and blue water lily. These scents were believed to please the gods, repel demons, and sometimes attract a romantic partner. Let's be honest, a little lotus oil probably helped more than reciting a love poem about harvesting figs together. Priests used incense and perfumes during ceremonies. Women dabbed oil on their necks, wrists, and wigs. And some perfumes were so highly prized, they were buried with the dead, because even in the afterlife, you don't want to smell like camel sweat. Let's talk about the most universal part of hygiene. Yes, toilets. Upper-class homes sometimes had ceramic toilet seats set over sand-filled containers. After doing their business, they would use scrapers, cloth, or smooth stones to clean themselves, a sort of ancient Egyptian bidet, minus the water. Common folk? Nature was the restroom, or simple pits outside the home. And just in case you're wondering, no, toilet paper didn't exist. So next time you complain about single-ply tissue, just remember, the Egyptians had to get creative. Oh, and they believed in washing hands and feet often, especially before meals, not just to be polite, but because the gods were always watching. Cleanliness wasn't just social etiquette, it was cosmic order. The obsession with cleanliness didn't stop at death, it intensified. Before mummification, the body was washed with palm wine and water. Internal organs were removed, and the body dried with natron. Even the dead had to smell nice. Perfumes and oils were applied before wrapping. Cleanliness was part of the journey to the field of reeds, the Egyptian version of paradise. A clean soul and body was necessary to pass judgment in the Hall of Ma'at. So yes, even after death, you needed good hygiene, no rest for the messy. So what have we learned? The ancient Egyptians were clean, smooth, shaved, scented, and way ahead of their time when it came to personal care. They turned hygiene into a spiritual practice, a social marker, and a form of art. They didn't just want to look good, they believed it kept them healthy, favored by the gods, and ready for eternity. So next time you're too tired to shower, just ask yourself, what would a priest of Ra do? Answer, bathe, oil up, and shave everything. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments. Would you wear a perfume cone to a party, or shave your head for style and hygiene? Until next time, stay curious and stay clean.